Close your eyes and imagine a world where the Sahara Desert wasn't an endless expanse of sand and scorching heat, but a lush, green oasis brimming with life. Rivers flowed freely, animals like elephants and giraffes roamed the plains, and ancient human civilizations thrived in a paradise now buried beneath the dunes. But what if we told you that this lost world wasn't just a fantasy? That beneath the sands lies the story of a thriving civilization, a climate catastrophe, and the resilience of humanity? What if the Sahara's green past holds the key to understanding not just our history, but our future? This isn't just a tale of discovery. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and hope. As we uncover the secrets of this forgotten paradise, we'll explore how an entire civilization faced the unimaginable, the loss of their homeland to the unforgiving power of nature. Before we begin this incredible journey, take a moment to subscribe and join our growing community of explorers and truth seekers. Together, we're unraveling the mysteries of our world, one story at a time. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure like this. Trust us, this is a story you don't want to miss. The Green Sahara wasn't just a fertile land. It was a cradle of innovation and culture. The people who thrived there built a way of life that mirrored the lush environment around them. Their society was dynamic, interconnected, and resourceful, leaving behind an enduring legacy that modern archaeologists are only beginning to fully understand. The art of the Green Sahara isn't just a collection of images etched into stone. It's a vibrant tapestry that reveals the hopes, fears, and everyday lives of a thriving civilization. These ancient creators, armed with simple tools, transformed bare rock surfaces into enduring canvases that continue to speak across millennia. The rock art of the Green Sahara captures a fascinating snapshot of daily life in a world now lost beneath the desert sands. The carvings and paintings include depictions of people herding cattle, hunting with bows and arrows, and performing everyday tasks such as gathering food and preparing meals. The presence of domesticated animals like goats, sheep, and cattle highlights the importance of animal husbandry to their way of life. Scenes of group activities like feasts, dances, or communal hunts show that these people were deeply social, emphasizing the bonds of community. The detailed representations of clothing, tools, and body adornments offer clues to their customs, social structures, and even fashion. For instance, depictions of elaborate hairstyles or jewelry might signify status or identity within their society. Beyond practical depictions, the art of the Green Sahara suggests a rich spiritual and ritualistic life. Many carvings feature enigmatic figures that could represent deities, shamans, or symbolic archetypes tied to their belief systems. For example, some anthropomorphic figures are adorned with animal features, possibly indicating a reverence for specific animals or their spiritual significance. Circular motifs and geometric patterns frequently appear in these artworks, hinting at a deeper, possibly ritualistic purpose. These designs might have symbolized cycles of nature, such as the changing seasons, or abstract concepts like the unity of life. Some archaeologists believe that certain sites functioned as sacred spaces, where people gathered to perform ceremonies or celebrate significant events, leaving their mark on the rock walls as a form of offering or storytelling. The choice of location for these artworks also reveals their intentionality. Many carvings and paintings are found on rock faces that would have been prominent or significant in the landscape, perhaps near water sources, at crossroads of migration routes, or in places considered spiritually important. This suggests that the placement of art was as meaningful as the content itself, embedding these works within the fabric of their environment. Animals dominate much of the Green Sahara's art, with giraffes, elephants, antelope, and crocodiles frequently depicted. These creatures were not merely subjects of admiration. They held deep symbolic meaning. Giraffes, for instance, may have been revered for their elegance and connection to the heavens due to their towering height. Elephants, as powerful and intelligent animals, might have symbolized strength and wisdom. What's particularly striking about the Green Sahara's art is its emotional resonance. These works often portray human figures in dynamic, expressive poses, whether they are dancing, embracing, or working together. Such scenes suggest that these ancient artists were not only skilled observers of the physical world, but also deeply attuned to the emotional and social aspects of their lives. The art conveys a sense of joy, camaraderie, and perhaps even longing, universal emotions that connect us to these ancient people despite the vast gulf of time. Through their art, they left a record not just of their activities but of their humanity. The transition from nomadic lifestyles to settled communities was a transformative period in human history, and the Green Sahara was a critical theater for this revolution. The fertile lands of the once lush Sahara provided an ideal environment for early domestication and agriculture, fostering innovation that would echo across millennia. One of the Green Sahara's most profound contributions to human history was the domestication of cattle. Evidence suggests people of the region began taming wild bovines, initiating a relationship that would redefine their way of life. Cattle were not just a source of food, they were central to the culture, economy, and survival of Saharan societies. These animals provided a reliable supply of milk, meat, and hides, reducing dependence on hunting and gathering. Milk, in particular, was a nutrient-rich resource that supported larger populations and allowed for the development of more complex social structures. While cattle herding revolutionized food production, the fertile soils of the Green Sahara encouraged experimentation with plant cultivation. The region's grasslands supported wild grains like sorghum and millet, which early inhabitants began to selectively harvest and later cultivate. These crops were well suited to the seasonal rainfall patterns of the Sahara, thriving in the nutrient-rich soil. The introduction of agriculture marked a significant shift. Cultivated grains provided a dependable food source that could be stored for future use, reducing the uncertainty of hunting and gathering. This stability allowed communities to establish more permanent settlements, creating the foundation for complex societies. Farming also required innovation in tools and techniques. Stone tools discovered in archaeological sites suggest that Saharan farmers developed implements for planting, harvesting, and processing grains. Grinding stones, for instance, were used to turn harvested grains into flour, enabling the production of bread-like foods that could sustain communities through lean periods. Access to water was a cornerstone of agricultural success in the Green Sahara. Rivers, lakes, and seasonal streams provided ample hydration for crops and livestock, but maintaining consistent access required ingenuity. Evidence suggests that Saharan communities may have developed early irrigation techniques to channel and store water for agricultural use. Natural depressions in the landscape, such as seasonal lakes and wetlands, likely served as reservoirs during the dry season. Communities may have constructed rudimentary canals or channels to guide water to their crops, a precursor to the sophisticated irrigation systems seen in later civilizations. These practices not only sustained agriculture but also demonstrated an understanding of environmental stewardship. Beyond grains, the Green Sahara's inhabitants likely experimented with a variety of crops to diversify their diets. Legumes, tubers, and wild fruits supplemented their staple grains, providing essential nutrients. Fishing in the region's lakes and rivers added protein and omega-3 fatty acids to their diet, further enhancing the health and resilience of the population. Domesticated animals other than cattle, such as goats and sheep, may have been introduced later, adding further variety to the resources available. This diversification reduced the risk of food shortages caused by crop failures or environmental changes, contributing to the region's long-term sustainability. The shift to agriculture and domestication fundamentally altered the social structure of Green Sahara communities. With a stable food supply, populations grew, and settlements expanded. This growth required cooperation and organization, leading to the emergence of roles and responsibilities within communities. Farmers, herders, toolmakers, and those tasked with managing water resources formed an interconnected web of societal functions. This specialization not only improved efficiency but also laid the groundwork for trade and cultural exchange. Surplus food production allowed for the storage and trade of goods, fostering relationships between neighboring communities. The development of agriculture and domestication in the Green Sahara wasn't just about survival, it was about flourishing. These innovations provided the foundation for social cohesion, economic stability, and cultural richness, turning the lush Sahara into a land of opportunity and prosperity. The emergence of thriving communities and bustling trade networks was a cornerstone of the Green Sahara's remarkable civilization. As the environment offered abundant resources, the people of this lush landscape capitalized on their surroundings to create interconnected societies that exchanged goods, ideas, and cultural practices. These networks not only enriched their daily lives, but also fostered the development of social, economic, and technological advancements that would influence the broader region for centuries. As communities grew, so did the need to acquire resources beyond what was locally available. This necessity gave rise to trade, a dynamic system of exchange that connected different settlements and fostered interdependence. The Green Sahara's trade networks extended across vast distances, linking communities within the region and beyond. Goods exchanged along these routes included surplus grains, livestock, pottery, tools, and ornaments crafted from local materials. Semi-precious stones, shells, and beads, valued for their aesthetic and symbolic significance, were among the most sought-after trade items. These objects not only enhanced personal adornment but also carried cultural and spiritual meanings, strengthening social bonds within and between communities. The Green Sahara was not an isolated paradise. Its trade networks likely extended into neighboring regions, linking it to the ancient cultures of North Africa, the Mediterranean, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Early Saharan traders may have exchanged goods with coastal communities along the Mediterranean or engaged with emerging civilizations along the Nile. The region's rivers and lakes served as natural highways, enabling efficient transport of goods and people. Overland trade routes, possibly traversed by caravans of cattle and pack animals, connected the Green Sahara to distant markets. These routes would later evolve into the trans-Saharan trade networks that became vital to the exchange of gold, salt, and other valuable commodities. Trade was more than an economic activity. It was a cultural lifeline that enriched the societies of the Green Sahara. The exchange of goods often went hand in hand with the sharing of traditions, beliefs, and artistic styles. Decorative motifs on pottery, rock carvings, and personal adornments reflect the blending of influences from different communities. Festivals, ceremonies, and communal gatherings likely played a role in strengthening ties between trading partners. These events provided opportunities for storytelling, music, and dance, expressions of a shared cultural heritage that transcended geographic boundaries. Such interactions helped build alliances, foster trust, and promote mutual understanding among diverse groups. The complexity of trade and community life required organization and leadership. Early Saharan societies may have developed systems of governance to manage resources, mediate disputes, and oversee trade. Leaders or councils, possibly chosen based on wisdom, skill, or lineage, would have played a central role in maintaining order and ensuring the fair distribution of goods. Ceremonial centers and communal spaces found in archaeological sites suggest that these leaders also had spiritual roles, guiding their communities through rituals that celebrated the natural world and reinforced social cohesion. This blend of governance and spirituality created a sense of unity and purpose, enabling communities to thrive in an environment that demanded cooperation and adaptability. The interconnected communities and trade networks of the Green Sahara left an enduring legacy that shaped the region's history long after its climate began to shift. The skills, knowledge, and cultural practices developed during this golden age were carried forward by subsequent generations, influencing the development of civilizations across North Africa and beyond. As the Sahara transitioned back into an arid desert, many of its inhabitants migrated to more hospitable regions, taking with them the traditions and innovations that had sustained their ancestors. These migrants contributed to the cultural and technological evolution of societies along the Nile, in the Sahel, and throughout the Mediterranean, ensuring that the Green Sahara's influence would not be forgotten. The story of community and trade in the Green Sahara is a testament to humanity's ability to adapt, innovate, and thrive. It reminds us of the power of collaboration and the enduring importance of connections, both tangible and intangible, in shaping the course of history. The Green Sahara was a land of innovation and adaptation, where early humans transformed their environment into a thriving and sustainable home. The architecture and settlement patterns of this region reveal a deep understanding of natural resources and an ability to respond to the challenges and opportunities of their surroundings. From simple dwellings to complex community layouts, the architectural ingenuity of the Green Sahara offers a window into the lives of its ancient inhabitants. The earliest settlements in the Green Sahara were strategically located near water sources, such as lakes, rivers, and oases. These locations provided not only drinking water but also fertile soil for agriculture and grazing land for livestock. Settlers took advantage of the natural geography, incorporating hills, rock formations, and natural barriers into their designs to protect against predators and environmental elements. Temporary shelters, such as huts made of branches, reeds, and animal hides, likely characterized the earliest phases of settlement. These structures were lightweight, portable, and easy to construct, reflecting the nomadic lifestyle of early Saharan inhabitants. Over time, as communities grew more rooted, they began to experiment with more permanent materials like mud, clay, and stone. Mud brick became a staple building material in the Green Sahara. Made from a mixture of clay, sand, and water, often reinforced with straw or grass, mud bricks were durable, abundant, and easily shaped. These bricks were dried under the sun, creating a material that could withstand the semi-arid climate. Mud brick structures ranged from simple, single-room dwellings to larger, multi-room homes that could accommodate extended families. These homes often featured flat roofs, which served as additional living or storage space. The interiors were designed to stay cool during the day and retain warmth at night, demonstrating an understanding of thermal insulation. Communities built larger communal buildings, such as granaries, storage facilities, and ceremonial spaces, using the same mud brick techniques. These structures were often centrally located, serving as focal points for social and economic activities. The architecture of the Green Sahara was deeply influenced by the region's climate and environment. Homes and buildings were designed to maximize comfort and efficiency in a landscape that experienced significant temperature fluctuations. Openings and vents were strategically placed to allow airflow, keeping interiors cool during the day. The use of thick walls in mud brick structures helped to regulate temperature, providing insulation against both heat and cold. In areas prone to flooding, buildings were constructed on raised platforms to protect against water damage. The ability to adapt architecture to environmental conditions demonstrates the ingenuity of Saharan communities and their deep connection to the land. The architectural achievements of the Green Sahara have left an enduring mark on the region's history. The principles of resource efficiency, community planning, and environmental adaptation developed during this period influenced subsequent civilizations in North Africa and beyond. As the Sahara transitioned back into an arid desert, many of its inhabitants migrated to more hospitable regions, carrying their architectural knowledge and traditions with them. Elements of Saharan design can be seen in the mud brick cities of the Sahel, the fortified villages of North Africa, and even the grand monuments of ancient Egypt. The architecture and settlement patterns of the Green Sahara stand as a testament to human resilience, creativity, and the ability to thrive in harmony with nature. They remind us that even in the most challenging environments, communities can flourish through innovation and collaboration. The Green Sahara's flourishing era was destined to end, not through human folly but due to the inexorable march of natural climate change. Over millennia, the lush savannas, fertile lakes, and vibrant ecosystems began to transform into the arid desert we recognize today. This dramatic shift, often referred to as the Sahara Pump Theory, not only reshaped the environment but also compelled its inhabitants to adapt, migrate, and innovate in the face of adversity. Around 8,000 years ago, the Sahara entered a period of climatic instability. The monsoonal rains that had once drenched the region began to wane, their patterns disrupted by gradual shifts in Earth's orbit and axial tilt, a phenomenon known as the Milankovitch cycles. These astronomical changes affected the intensity and distribution of solar energy reaching the planet, altering global weather systems. As the monsoons weakened, rainfall became less reliable. Lakes and rivers, once brimming with life, started to shrink, and grasslands gave way to patches of bare soil and sand. What was once a verdant landscape began to wither, with arid conditions encroaching year by year. This slow transformation spanned centuries, giving the region's inhabitants time to adapt, but not without challenges. The drying of the Sahara triggered a cascade of ecological changes. The disappearance of water sources led to the decline of aquatic species and the migration of animals that depended on lush vegetation. Herds of elephants, gazelles, and antelopes moved southward in search of greener pastures, taking with them the predators and scavengers that relied on their presence. Vegetation patterns also changed dramatically. Grassy plains were replaced by scrublands, and eventually, even hardy shrubs struggled to survive. Sand dunes began to form, driven by the relentless winds that swept across the expanding desert. The changing environment disrupted the delicate balance that had sustained human life. Agricultural systems faltered as crops failed and grazing lands for livestock diminished. Fishing communities along shrinking lakes faced dwindling catches, forcing them to abandon their homes or seek alternative livelihoods. As the Sahara dried, its inhabitants faced difficult choices. Some groups adapted to the harsher conditions, developing innovative strategies to conserve water and sustain life. Nomadic lifestyles became more prevalent, with communities relying on mobile herding practices to navigate the shrinking pockets of resources. Other groups chose migration over adaptation. Archaeological and genetic evidence suggests that many Saharan inhabitants moved southward into the Sahel, the fertile region bordering the desert. Here, they encountered new challenges but also opportunities, integrating with local populations and contributing their knowledge of agriculture, animal husbandry, and trade. The Nile Valley became another destination for displaced Saharan communities. As the desert expanded, the Nile's reliable water and fertile floodplains offered a lifeline for those seeking refuge. This migration played a significant role in the development of ancient Egyptian civilization, with cultural and technological exchanges enriching the region's growth. To the west, some groups migrated toward the Mediterranean coast, where milder climates provided a more stable environment. These migrations facilitated the spread of ideas, technologies, and cultural practices, leaving an enduring legacy across North Africa and beyond. By around 4,500 years ago, the Sahara had completed its transformation into the vast desert we know today. The once thriving lakes had become salt flats, the grasslands had turned to sand dunes, and the rich biodiversity had been replaced by a sparse ecosystem adapted to extreme aridity. The desert's formation marked the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The Sahara became a formidable barrier, shaping the movement of people, goods, and ideas between North and Sub-Saharan Africa. Its harsh conditions inspired resilience and ingenuity, with the development of trade networks like the trans-Saharan caravan routes that would later connect distant civilizations. Despite the loss of its fertile landscapes, the Green Sahara left an indelible mark on human history. The art, tools, and monuments of its inhabitants provide a glimpse into a time when the region was a cradle of innovation and community. The stories and oral traditions passed down through generations echo the experiences of those who lived through the Sahara's transformation, preserving their memory in myth and legend. The knowledge and skills developed in the Green Sahara did not vanish with its drying. Instead, they were carried by migrating populations, influencing the rise of civilizations in the Nile Valley, the Sahel, and beyond. The ingenuity of the Saharan peoples, manifested in their agricultural practices, architectural techniques, and cultural resilience, continues to inspire and inform our understanding of human adaptability. The story of the Green Sahara's demise is a sobering reminder of the power of nature to reshape our world. It highlights the delicate balance between human societies and the environment and underscores the importance of resilience and adaptation in the face of change. Today, as the effects of climate change accelerate, the lessons of the Green Sahara are more relevant than ever. The region's transformation from a lush paradise to an arid desert serves as both a cautionary tale and a testament to human ingenuity. By studying its history, we gain valuable insights into our relationship with the environment and the challenges we face in safeguarding our future. The Green Sahara may have vanished beneath the sands, but its legacy endures, a story of life, loss, and the enduring spirit of those who once called it home. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the Sahara's green, past a story of transformation, resilience, and the power of nature to shape civilizations. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us for more incredible stories from history and beyond. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the Sahara's past can teach us about our future? Until next time, keep seeking the untold, and never stop exploring the mysteries of our world. See you in the next adventure.